Good morning, FYI family. A very good morning to you, and welcome to our broadcast. Welcome, each and every one of you. Wherever you fantastic folks are joining us from at home here in Guyana, where we're broadcasting live from. Are you in the diaspora? You're tucked in somewhere. We are happy to have each and every one of you join our broadcast this morning. Sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of something with us, folks. There are a couple of things we think you ought to know, about 15 or so things we think you ought to know as you start the day today. And of course, we're privileged as usual to be here with you. Share the live as we come on and smash that emoji button as well, folks. Smash that emoji button. Yep. We got a couple issues we like to share with you. We think might pique your interest. And we welcome Keyboard Hope and Shelly DeRidder, Claire Alexis Charmley Richmond here with us this morning. Out front, very early. Good to see you folks on the live this morning. Wherever you're joining us from, we are dotting our I's, we're crossing our T's. Folks, it's Wednesday, the 21st day of August. Believe it or not, at least where we are. It's Wednesday, the 21st day of August, and we're just happy to be here. You know, they say every day you wake up above ground is a day to be thankful. And we are grateful. While we're yet here, Dolly Anderson, while we're yet here, Mortimer Bonners and Deborah Pearson, Bernadette, good morning to you. Good morning, Bernadette, Debbie, Shamila, Letta Breck, and Ingrid Crawford, and all the other folks who joined us this morning. We're simply privileged that you guys can be here with us. Christopher Chester, we see you there. Dexter Charles, Roxanne Telford, and all the other beautiful folks joining us today. Share the live as you come on, folks. As you come on, you log into the different pages and profiles. You're joining us on YouTube and the Blue app, for instance. Wherever you're joining us from this morning, we're happy and privileged. I see Tenagni is here, Tenagni Leach. Yvette is here, Fennel, Wayne, Euclid, Faye. Good morning, all of you. Wayne is here as well. Wayne. Good to see you. Marlon Brandus is here too. Good to have you. It's so close to Marlon Brando, that famous movie personality. I see Alicia Galloway is here as well. Good morning, Miss Galloway. We have also, is it Prem? Sorry, Drea Percival, Karen Gittins, Randolph Curtin. Good to have you. Candy Linda G celebrated her birthday recently. How was it, Candy? How was that birthday, folks? Another year wiser. Candy, another year wiser from all your experiences. Another year wiser. Well, cheer, we hope too. Ronald Passad, we see you there. Good morning. Ronald Passad says he's joining us from Northeast. Jilly G is here too. Ronald, good morning to you and the family. Jilly G, good to see you. Sonia Massey Cup. Jilly G, Sonia Massey Cup. Ladies in the diaspora. Rohan Basancham is here too. Sonia, how are you doing? How is your daughter? How's the hubby doing? How's your entire family? I know the whole story. I know the whole thing. That's why I don't tell people your business. Christopher Chichester, Drea, good to have you too. And Jolly, all you wonderful folks joining us this morning. We got a couple of things we think you guys ought to know. It's not plenty. It is not plenty by any measure. It is not plenty. Yep. The sheer wonder of technology. 1 minute you're off screen, next minute you're on, just like that. Deborah Pearson, Andrew Griffith. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Dougie. Good morning, John. Some good people, right? The guys know who they are. Andrew, Don, Dougie. Who don't know? Muret Reed, Elderly Gilbert, Deborah Clark, Lucille Kendall. Good to have all of you on the live this morning. I see Ren Jones is here too. Muret Reed passing by as well. Good morning, Muret. Good morning, Mr. Jones. Sabina Jacobs is here too. We got Debbie Collins, Andrew Griffith. Good morning to each and every one of you. Yeah, it's a great day. I wonder why they put Vincent Henry out of the Orchard Chung Conference Center yesterday. We can talk with Vincent later on this morning, and you can be part of that conversation later on this evening. I wonder why they put it out of the ACCA. No, it's ACCC. The Orchard Chung conference center. I wonder why they put him out in this one Guyana. You know, this PPP has not changed, guys. When will you see that? When will you see that? The APNU AFC has been the only progressive political movement in this country. We listen to the people. We got we faults. We got we faults. We might got we one side swell foot. Right? Gloria Chester, you know the whole thing, Gloria. Gloria, how did the credit union AGM go? I had to be in Burbies last weekend. Like I have to be this weekend again. Big wedding, folks. Big wedding in Region 5. Big wedding happening. My sister-in-law going off. My sister-in-law. I know the whole thing. I know the whole thing. Folks, I went up to Burbies the other day. I can't remember what took me up there. And when I went to the wedding house, I love country people. If you see people, Tinagni, if you see people, Waveney Doris, Mark Garnett, you know, cake mixing, blind fixing, dress tweaking. This is what story is this here. I say like I missed it dead, like it's early. House full, house broke away like it's Christmas. Man, a lot of it joke, you know. House broke away like it's Christmas. It's a big wedding. Big wedding. Naomi, when you're coming in, girl. Margaret, you and Naomi in the same flight. Cow killing, cow, goat, chicken, lava. Big wedding. I tell you all in advance, do not disturb me. I was surprised. You know, I just happened by. I said, this thing going on without me, nobody notify me. I just happened by my mother-in-law's house. Last weekend I was in Barbies. Definitely got to go back this weekend. They're going to go from Friday night. Go for the quack. Big wedding. Cow killing, goat, horse. You have to be careful if you pass by. Big wedding. So congrats to Angel and Jermaine. They're getting married over the week. I love to see how people hatch up and match up. All are welcome. All are welcome. Big wedding. Lots of things going on. Lots of things going on. Margaret Nelson, the facetious one. Margaret says it's going to be lock and check time. Lock and check time. What happens in Berbice stays in Berbice, folks. What happens in Berbice stays in Berbice. Big wedding over the weekend. So I'm going up for that. Perhaps Friday night into Sunday, into Monday. Y'all don't see me Monday morning. You know the whole thing. If you don't see us Monday morning, you know the whole thing. Shelly, the Ridder, tell me don't eat too much. I thought you were going to be there, Shelly, to help me not to eat too much. I thought you shall be there to help me. Try with a little weight, eh? Emily Duran. Some people's got to say some mean things soon to see you. You get fat. Look how your belly get big. Jesus, keep them away from me. Keep them away from us. Emily Durant, good to see you on the live this morning. All the other folks. So we actually have a show, believe it or not. Believe it or not. You may or may not believe it. But we actually have a show this morning. Good to see so many of you on the live. Folks, as we take a pause, y'all share the live for us. Smash that emoji button as well. You wonderful, lovely folks. Do us that big favor. Share the live. Smash that emoji button. Wherever you're joining us from, it's such a privilege of ours. All of you folks on the live this morning. I'm going to give you guys a second or two to share the live for us. Smash the emoji button as well. Good, folks. Happy to have all of you on the line this morning. What are you guys having for beverage? We're dotting the I's at the back here, folks. Crossing the T's as well. What are you wonderful, beautiful folks having for breakfast this morning? Do let us know. Well, y'all know we fast. Y'all know we fast. What are we having for breakfast this morning? What are we having for? What's the hot beverage? I try not to say what's in your cup. I petty like that. It ain't gonna be you. I petty like that. Try hard not to say what's in your cup. Ryan Jones, we see you there. Naomi Drucker says when she come to the wedding, she drinking she water and minding she own business. She like a jacket in she corner. Folks, the two shows got a lot of grievances. A lot of grievances. The two shows got coming up for the wedding invitation. Lots of grievances, you know. It's interesting. Interesting as we go through it. Let's start at the top. Let me come down a little bit. Let's start at the top. Yesterday was that private send-off for legend and icon Dave Martin. You know, fantastic fellow. You all know his contributions to the cultural scene in Guyana, or the cultural fabric. Right? You all know the whole thing. All the songs, the particular song that he made an anthem for this country, you know, fight for territorial sovereignty. Dave Martin went on. And I like the way they did it. Right? It's not a 3 weeks wait to send Dave off. Died one day, transition life one day. Not too long after that, his cremation. I like it like that. When my time comes, my day, my hour, when my time comes, that's where I want to go. Right? And sticking around long, waiting for somebody fly in, somebody agree to something, what socks you gonna wear, what hat you gonna put on. No. That's how we got touch the things in this world, likely, as the what book says. Can't carry all these things with us. Things people are fighting over. I was reading one of the letters to the editor of family on the East Coast, fighting over property. It is so sad. It is so sad. Big property in the East Coast. One brother got a business out front. The two living at the back. The two siblings living at the back. Talk about how it makes their lives miserable. They can't come in or go out. Things parked in the driveway. Family. Now they have to go to court. Years now the matter in court. An executor appointed to sell the property. You know? Oh, the mother must be rolling in her grave. We can't carry all that, would we? It's a handful of dirt pitching. When we go down. And that's it, you know. And if you get buried, people don't even stick around to see the tomb seal up. Pitch the dirt inside and they're gone. I didn't see a cemetery in this country yet. I like them to put me down at. I didn't see a cemetery yet. I want to go like Dave. Put me on some logs. Light me up. Like transition like that. Into the ether and a blaze of glory. Glorious fire. Then you'll find a nice river. We got so many beautiful rivers. You know? So many beautiful rivers in this country. And you sprinkle me out. That's that. So Dave Martin, legendary Dave Martin, he was laid to rest yesterday. I was watching some of it last evening. They published the video of the ceremony. Watching some of it last evening. And such a hard time for this family. Annette and the children, as grown as they are, even when they're expecting death, you know, your loved ones might be ailing or so. When it finally comes, you're never ready. You're never ready. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. So that's one of the things that happened yesterday. One of the things that happened yesterday, right? Naomi says, Sherry, do you want your phone come and light you up? Whoever. Once again, light up. whoever comes, Naomi, or don't come, it's all the same. It's all the same. But look at these young people. Life is so strange. You know, life ending in one sense, life beginning in another sense. Look at our young people now beginning their lives and their journey. Right? I love to see it. We say all brim-eyed, idealistic in their outlook about life. Very, very idealistic. I love all of it. Truly, you know, to see the young men tied at the top there for the top spot, battling it out academically. You know, this is what we want to see, right? Ruth Renat, Sankar, and Dave Chowti, Pradesh Dwarka. This is the kind of battle we want to see. Craving academic nourishment. Young people stabbing each other out there. This is the kind of battle we want to see. And so congrats to all our young people. And part of what I read this morning in Standard News, you know, is what I love to ask folks when they succeed. How did you do it? What is your methodology? And these young people, they were asked more or less the same questions. You know, how did you receive such academic prowess? What was your method, your methodology? And as I said, we got 3 of our young men, brightest and best, tying for the top spot. Rudranath Sankar, he's from Anna Regina Secondary. Dave Chowti, I think Dave is from Queen's College, and Pradesh Dwarka, also from Anna Regina. Lots of our girls too have done extremely well. And congrats to all our parents. Congrats to all the teachers. You know, the education ministries one take holiday. All of the shine. All of the shine. But our kids go out there and put the best foot forward. I remember taking my son when he was doing his NGSA. Every Saturday you gotta go over the river with him. Right? Sometimes you're too tired to drive back over. You just wait. Right? You take him for 8 in the morning. You just wait till 12. Sit down in the car, you read a book, you fall to sleep, you do some work. And I can imagine many thousands of parents across this country go through that all the time. That's a rite of passage almost as a parent. Staying up with your kids, getting the homework done. Right? You yourself passed that way a long time ago, Marlene. You know the maths. You all know in the maths, right? You're brushing up on these socials. You them studying together, you know. The history, the social studies, the science, what have you. You got the answers. You don't have all the answers. You box to YouTube. When in doubt. When in doubt. You see? Apply to YouTube. When in doubt, Google. Marlene Thomas says it's a bishop girl with the 14 subjects. Tell me more. Marlene, all our kids, we want to say congrats to them. Underscoring our top students, the importance of preparation. And I love this, as I said. When I went through the notes, it resonated with me because I believe strongly success is simply preparation meets opportunity. Preparation meets opportunity. And I've seen that work in my own life. You know, if you all find any value in these broadcasts, it's preparation meeting opportunity. I remember when I became a counselor, I think I started with a plus. Years before, I dreamed of even running officially for City Hall. I used to just go in the National Library, get all those old newspapers and read articles about the city, read articles about City Hall. Right? People see this. People see when you're out front. But as you walk in the background, the drudgery that nobody sees. You pay a little $60 in a bus. You're gone down to City Hall. That's about a chair in there too. Boyfriend and girlfriend story. Right? You get your head down, boxing through pages upon pages, reading about Compton Young as a mayor of Georgetown, reading about Forbes Burnham as a mayor of Georgetown. So many other greats, passed through City Hall, reading about the history of the city, challenges of the city, when the city was between Pleasanton Road and the Demerara River. That was Georgetown back in the days. And then what you call in geography, the urban sprawl, you see? Sir Etwaru must be happy somewhere in the world today. That was my geography teacher in high school. Sir Etwaru, urban sprawl. I remember hearing these concepts for the first time as a student, how they fascinated me. The city keeps growing beyond this boundary, and then they change the boundary. That's what happened. Georgetown was between Pleasanton Road and the Demerara River, behind Saybrook Market there. And it kept growing and growing and growing. Just reading about election results, and when Hami get shouted, PNC, or he left. GGG, Golden Green Guyana, where that started. Chase Green, part of GGG. Wasn't Kwame McCoy part of GGG? The one that got the real estate company now, Lumumba Dolphin Man, he was part of GG. Is it very interesting to see all of this? Raphael Trotman of the AFC, co-founder of the AFC, was a counselor at one time at City Hall. Just reading all of that. Success is preparation meets opportunity. Simply put, failure to prepare is preparing to fail. That's what my maths teacher, Mr. English, Claude English, used to tell us by rote. Right? Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. And here these young men, right, talking the same thing. Right? The formula don't change too much. Even if you're gifted, right? The information don't just meet in your head. You still got to open the book. You might absorb it differently. You might engage it differently. But you got to open the text and apply yourself. They underscore the importance of preparation. Right? Boomy Douglas says, best geography teacher ever. I'm trying to remember his first name. I know his first name, but I'm trying to remember it. Sir Etwaru. Brilliant geography teacher. Brought that subject to life for us in Five Arts there in Richard Ishmael. Right? Cool, calm, easy going, well respected. Man, he wasn't your friend, he wasn't your enemy, he was just a teacher. He was just an educator. I think he's somewhere in Canada now. Some beautiful teachers. Some beautiful teachers. They don't come like that anymore. Maybe they come better. Right? Maybe they come better. Shout out to all the teachers, because that is the part of it we often miss. Shout out to the teachers. Shout out to the parents who are in the drudgery, becoming students again yourselves, up late, in the evenings, up early in the mornings, lessons, back home, this, that. Right? All the lunch runs. You take a 5 minutes off of work, you go and you grab some lunch with the kids, you dash it over to the school, you go back in, pick up in the afternoon, my God, PTA meeting. Back and forth. I did my time, folks. Did my time. Those days are here again. My little son, our last son, starting school in September. Yep. That's it. We close off. We close off. Right? We won't get like Margaret and Rio. Everybody launched from the nest. We can lock and check wholly by ourselves. Lock and check. That's how we want to do it. Preparation, right? Meets opportunity. Success. Success. Them boys prepared. They had the opportunity to sit those exams and they aced them. Congrats to all our students. Whether you get 23 ones or you get 1-1. Congrats to all our students. Congrats. Big congrats. That being said, again, we're seeing some of the subjects a little shifty. Let me get my notes. Some of the subjects little shifty. They're asking us to watch that. Math. Is it math and science? Yeah, this is like deja vu. We hear all over again. Is it math and science? You know, one of the trouble with this administration, this regime, this government, is that they believe that they can do it all by themselves. Right? All by themselves. And they miss the benefit of the team. They totally miss the benefit of the team. And that's why family is so important. That's why family is so important. When mommy get tired, daddy running. Mommy tag daddy. Daddy running. Mommy say take over. Take over now. Right? You on the shift. Your shift now start. Right? Your shift now start. Family is important. But not the PPP. They believe they can do it all on their own. Prayer need no help. She need no help from no opposition. She don't need help from anybody who not singing their tune, who not coming on their terms. So English language, they say, the pass rate dropped from 72% in 2023 to 69% in 2024. Okay. 72 to 69. English B. Literature improved. English B. Now, this is something to celebrate. This is something to celebrate because English B has been lagging all the time. Oh, this was one of my favorite subjects. English B. Give me the reading subjects. And that's why I did law. Give me the reading subjects. I am thankful. I'm in high praise and commendation for the people who taught me to read. The teacher at primary school, nursery school, I think is where it started. My parents at home. Right? That simple act. That simple act of learning to read, being able to read, opens vistas to you. And English B is a reading subject. You can't just go to the summaries alone and expect to get a good grasp of the text through the summaries only. That was my jam right there. Right? That was the jam right there. That was my jam right there. Remember the first time you read Samuel Selvon? Right? Who wrote the separate piece? You had all of Shakespeare work to consume. Right? You start early in, I think it's Form 2 or so. A cow called boy and you go down the line, y'all help me, man. It's not we went to school. Marlon Thomas's English A and B were my favorite subjects. Yeah. You called some of them literature books. Call some of them literature books. English A, another favorite of mine. Not a favorite. Not like when you understand, right, the anatomy of the English language. Right? When you understand the rules of the game, You can break it and obey it at will. Right? When you understand the rules of the thing, that's where having a good grasp of the English language does for you. Some people learn it in the inverse way. They learn the broken rules first. If they ever learn the right ticket, so. Gilal Cox says she loves English. Don Sullivan says Tales of Shakespeare. 12th night. By God. One for the books. 12th night. To Kill a Mockingbird. Harper Lee. Of course, you know that's a seminal book there. The Sun's Eye. Oh, Charlie, you know book, y'all. You know book. Look, Mark, now can box me this one. Here in San Fernando. There's nothing like being in San Fernando. Remembering that book, Here in San Fernando. Who is not what's his name? V.S. Naipaul? Did I get it right? I'm thinking Half a Life too. V.S. Naipaul. House for Mr. Biswas. Oh, hey, look at y'all now. Look at y'all now. You know, and you know what is so fascinating now? Some of these books are in audiobook fashion. Them children now get it real good. Green Days by the River. Is that Samuel Selva? Green Days by the River. Miguel Street. Look, story now. Right? You can listen to those books. Right? I had about 2 in audiobooks back then. No, you have a proliferation of audiobooks. You can listen in the car going down. You're in the library quietly listening. You're coming home from school. You could be listening to your audiobooks. Then you got some fantastic readers. You know, lift those books out. I remember reading John Steinbeck's The Pearl. An audiobook. I had a different appreciation for it than reading it for myself. You know, different appreciation for that. Yeah, fascinating. You get your little Kindle app and so on. You get a Kindle app now. Books cheap online. We ain't got to be dunce for your whole life. We ain't got to be dunce. Huckleberry Finn. Look at this one. Melinda lashed me with this one now. I think first form you read Huckleberry Finn. If I remember when I read it. Fascinating. But of course, Huckleberry Finn is a staple in American literature. Right? Staple in American literature. Merchant of Venice, Tom Sawyer. Look, story now. And we ain't gone to poetry yet, you know. We ain't gone to poetry yet. That's another story by itself. So I know some of y'all went to school. And it come and say, like you're rivaling me with reading. Red Band of Courage, Tearing of the Shrew. Farina, that's a fascinating one. Sharina Han, Taming of the Shrew is a fascinating one. You know, long before you had women's rights and all that, you're taming of the shrew. Right? And when you talk about your books now, you got to go into themes. your themes in literature. You read, let me go down with this program. Let me go down the road. So the same English be picking up. I am happy with that. We're only going to work in the maths now. Right? So 70% increase in the pass rate. Maths. Hear this now. You see? It's not we alone. Maths. From a pass rate of 34% to 31%. It says, yeah. It's not we alone going with the maths. 34% pass rate. Even that is abysmal. To 31%. What's happening there, folks? Diary of Annie Frank. Look, story here now. Jilly G, Red Tar Baby. That's Toni Morrison. When I read Tar Baby for the first time, Jilly G, have you read Jazz? Did I capture it right? By Toni Morrison? Fascinating. When I read Tar Baby as a teenager, right? Look, like tell you this story. Don't tell nobody. They had a girl I liked. She went away to the States long before I started traveling. Right? She went and visit. She living in now though. My yard side. When she came back, she bought me a copy of Tar Baby. I said, yeah. do. there's, a, there's a proposal. I do. When I read Toni Morrison's Star Baby for the first time as a teenager, I come back to it several times up. When I got to the end of the Star Baby, you ever read a book, you come to the end, you want it finished? You put it down. You vex, you got 2 pages left. You put it down for 2 days because you want this book done. That was Star Baby. That was Star Baby for me. Fascinating. Right? Fascinating. I tend to read authors try to read out some of their work. Right? Nadine Gordimer, South African writer, read some of her books. You got a French writer, after which I named one of my sons, John Le Carré. Right? John Le Carré has some fascinating espionage kind of novel. Read several of them. Was introduced to John Le Carré by a colleague that I worked with. Right? Read a number of his books. Y'all in the right avenue, man. We can get our own book, our own book club now. You know, long I once started a book club. I wanted to incorporate it into the podcast. Right? You got fiction. Yeah, I see lots of you talking about fiction. And then you go into non-fiction too. Right? You're going to your non-fictional works. We can go there too, but we ain't got time in this program. So congrats to all the students. Congrats to all the students who did well. You know, I saw a post on Facebook that says, penetrate or the 2 subjects, and you still got to know somebody to get a work. That's an indictment. That is an indictment. Legendary education official. I think she rose to the level of Deputy Chief Education Officer. Genevieve Whyte-Nedd has passed away. We remember as a nation Genevieve Whyte-Nedd because of the PPP's victimization of this lady. We remember that. And it's interesting because Genevieve Whyte-Nedd rose to national prominence. I think this was in the between 2005 2010, somewhere thereabout, or the early 2000s, mid 2000s there. Because she was the person who should have been CEO, career educator, administrator, spent her life 40 years in the system, and the PPP denied Genevieve Whyte-Nedd that top spot for one reason. One reason only. And so Genevieve Whyte-Nedd was in that second spot for a long time. Passed over for promotion to that top spot, Chief Education Officer, for no other reason than she wasn't a card-bearing member of the PPP. She was a black woman. This is the same, folks. Different day. Same story. Different day, same story. We are witnessing this in the judicial system in this country all over again. I'm going to send back my column. Right? I was so much to write about. I start back my column. Genevieve Whyte-Nedd, Roxanne George, Wiltshire. Now, I write him about that today, God willing. And acting chancellor. Right? I get the head already. It's the same thing happening in the judicial system with these women. The only blemish is that the black. That's the only blemish. The acting Chief Justice, the acting chancellor, they have proven themselves time and time again. And this is systemic in the public service, where people are passed over. You know, people never receive the accolades due to them. The only reason, you see, they're in for the skullduggery with the PPP. Right? They're not in for the skullduggery with the PPP. They're not in for it. So Genevieve transitioned. But I like what she told Starbuck News in an interview a couple years ago. She said it don't bother her. Look, when I read it, I said, this lady understands herself. Right? She said, in my retirement, I've been just basking in the goodness of God. When you know your steps ordered, you don't worry. But certain things, you don't worry. You remember when they carried the master by the edge of the cliff? We can dump him now like Monica Reese. He turns to them, he says, not much time yet. When you know your steps ordered, Genevieve knew her steps were ordered. And we know, as people of faith, it's not what man said, but we that matters. Because when man appoint, they can disappoint. But when the Father, when he opened the door, no man can shut it. And when he shut it, no man can open it. No man can, he open it himself. Genevieve said, my steps ordered. I ain't worried about that. I ain't want for nothing. I ain't lack for nothing. Genevieve said, I ain't bowing to no foreign gods. Some of we ain't got the testicular fortitude like Genevieve had, you know. Right? 3 months in a position, some people shift out. I'm not saying Genevieve was political. I'm just using the analogy. 3 months, you give up. I can make a red shot now. 5,000 a box of cook-up, and you're gone. Much less 3 years. Oh, lad. You're giving completely. You're giving completely. Genevieve says, professionally, I ain't bowing to no foreign gods. My steps ordered. Live or die, I am the Lord's. I tell you, if I wasn't going to be a politician, I was going to be a preacher. Live or die, I am the Lord's. Yep. Transitioned recently. And you know what? The PPP and change an inch. The PPP and change inch. Marcel thought he was their boy. Right? Marcel thought he was their boy. Hudson. Got a PhD. You know. Come through the system the same way. Dedicate himself to the process. Marcel started towing the line with them. He thought he was their boy. This hireling, this charlatan, who is CEO now, Saddam Hussein, he ain't got nothing on Marcel. If Saddam had Marcel Hudson's qualification, Saddam would be Minister of Education. He would be Minister of Education. He ain't got nothing on Marcel Hudson. Right? But when they push out Hudson say, hey, I can check as well. Accreditation Council. I can take accreditation. I could imagine. I can't fault people. Listen to me. I can't can't tell you what your sacrifice can be. I can't tell you what your sacrifice is going to be. I can't tell you that. I myself, like Isaac, I said, Father, I see the knife, I see the altar, but with the lamb, I don't even know what your sacrifice is. I can't tell you what it's going to be. I could imagine a man at Marcel's age and stage, he must have got a little mortgage, a car payment. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's like I'm comfortable with accreditation. And you're not against prayer. And they bring out a rascality like Hussein. Who know he hand from his foot. Bumbling idiot. They bring you out from somewhere. Yeah, you're not the fella. Y'all right is right and wrong is wrong. We're calling it today. Genevieve said, I'm bowing. CEO nor CEO walk. I'm bowing. She said, I'm already persuaded in who I believe. And there's a God. Right? Like I'm gonna get the eulogy Genevieve said now. I'm bowing. That's what she said. Some of we 3 days in opposition. Right? How Jack you? How might I be of service? How Jax? How might I be of service? How might I? Some of y'all are lazy. You don't have the testicular fortitude. Right? You run out. Sell your soul. Chase Greet. Trisha. Sell your soul. Where they now? Big crack up road by y'all. What good, Genevieve? What good? They don't build them like Genevieve no more. Right? They don't build them like that. Some of y'all get a little business. You want to get shelter because y'all know them bites is going to do all kinds of things. Say 100 million tax. Put you out to pasture. Right? You want this business shelter? You're going taking up, smooching up with them. Right? I saw a colleague. I keep a little walk. She said, oh, Avon is a nice boy. I like him. The reporter asking her, she said, what about Avon? You like? She said, just like him. I keep a little walk. The girl make my skin grow. All now I'm thinking about it. Staunchest of advocates against the PPP. He said, like, I know why I like him. What she really meant to say, I like him to keep my walk. 3 years. I sit down next to Chase Green. Well, Green and 7 the PPP. Is when I had for say. Oh, Jesus, look. It crawled my skin for see Chase Green in red. Crawl my skin. And now it's only red. PPP. Bigger and blazing. Folks, if they had a red shot mark PPP, I never care if it mean People's Progressive Party. Once you got PPP coming in succession, don't even bury me in it. Don't bring it near me. Genevieve said, I am bowing. That woman, she spent 3 days in education, right? Then bring she from some Timbuktu backwater place and said, tech deputy. 40 years in the system. 40 years. Right? And they denied her the promised land. She said, I'm bowing. She said, the Lords, I love it, love it, love it, love it. Did it on her own terms. History don't remember people who bow. That's why we're talking about Genevieve. How much years later? 15 years later, she left the public sector. How much ever years it was? We're still talking about her. History favors the bold. The people who bow, give up, conk out, give in, tap out. History favors the bold. Now, Mrs. I did it my way. Godspeed, Genevieve. Godspeed. And of course, our young people even living to see Genevieve age. So we killing myself. That's why I said earlier, we want to see that contention for ideas. That's what we want to see. Brother stabbing brother in the neck. People greedy and killing you for your car, your house, your land. Pack of nonsense. They call this a chopping spree. That's how the media characterizes, not us. Emmanuel Rose is dead now. Several others wounded. This occurred in Sophia. Block F, North Sophia. Kester Rose, Emmanuel Rose, Ezekiel Prophet, all cousins. They said the three came home to find their clothing burning in the front yard. Shamir Jordan and Emmanuel Rose confronted Kester, who was at the time in the company of another male. And they allegedly attacked Kester with a knife and cutlass, causing a fight. Then it's beard chopping up now what happened. Killing each other senselessly. Right? I ain't saying nobody got a right to burn your clothes. But the things people dying for now. Right? A red cake. A shot. It's madness. Wild, wild west. People don't believe in the law now. Morna Sobi says Port Kaituma people, yeah. You know the whole thing. Port Kaituma people. Wild, wild west. Wild, wild west. We said about a year ago, told you that our air traffic controllers, they're staying with the work. Air traffic control, Cherry Jagan International Airport, is like a revolving door. Since 2020, about 50 come and gone. I don't know what happened in them towers. In the pet house, there, Cherry Jagan. I don't know what is happening there. Right? But your boy Whyte-Nedd Jill run out to do damage control. He said it's because of the flights. Increase in flights, we need to train more air traffic control people. If this government said nice, why are people running and left them? Why are people running and leave them? People don't run from good. You'll ever hear that? Colloquially, we say that. Why are people running and leave them? In the droves. They can't train air traffic controllers fast enough. Who's running them out of the system? Who running them out of the system? Those young men in Sophia should be training here. They're chopping each other. They're chopping each other up. It's government wasting with time, you know. Government wasting with time. Wasting our time. So much for that. So much for that. Right. Region 6. Royden captain, known as Chippy, is fate drowned. 42. He's of Angois Avenue. He went missing on Sunday during a post-wedding celebration on Sunday in Kanji Creek. Right? In Kanji Creek, his reputed wife Ramrati Williamson said that the family was celebrating a wedding in the Kanji Creek rather, where they were enjoying recreational activities and drinking alcohol. Right? They decided to swim in the creek, and Captain entered the water after observing another man swim across and return successfully. Wrong back. He entered the water, did not resurface after swimming to the other side of the creek. Williamson says, this is the reputed wife, I haven't seen him since. Search operation has been launched for him. His wife said, I haven't seen him since. Wedding celebration gone wrong. Turn attention now to the National Two Shows Conference, National Two Show Council's Conference. It's happening there at Turkine. You know, the leader of the opposition was asked yesterday about these carbon credits. He said, Amerindian community wants 50%. That's what Mr. Norton said, Aubrey. Come to Norton, leader of the opposition. Amerindian communities want 50%. Right? You see, they've been getting some pushback. So they decided now we can move it from 15 and we can carry to, I think, 20 or 25. That's when we want to carry the raising teacher salary. Mr. Norton said, Amerindian communities want 50%. Amerindian communities don't even know how they arrive at 15. What methodology does government use? They're the ones keeping the forest intact. They're the ones who disproportionately disadvantaged by government activities in those forests. In those forests. And they don't have a say. They don't have a say in what's going on. Folks, it's madness in this place, you know. As we wrap up, as we watch the program time, right? As we watch the program time, another thing Mr. Norton said, priorities of the government mix up. That's what he said. Mix up. But before we head there, folks, some of the other things Mr. Norton said on this whole issue of our indigenous communities.
The PPP must desist from seeking to dominate and control the National Two Shows Council. President Irfan Ali's recent engagement with the Two Show Council is a clear indication that the government has no interest in the genuine development of indigenous communities. In fact, their actions are a manifestation of a government that is committed to dominating and controlling the lives of people in indigenous communities. The government failed to address the key concerns of the indigenous people. Foremost among them, the right to manage their organization independently, the need for free, prior, and informed consent, and their desire to have sustainable communities. In the case of Region 9, the government has failed to identify measures to deal with the twin problems of drought and flooding. We in the PNCRA-PNU are committed to continue the development of reservoirs to save water during the rainy season and to develop a proper program of drainage and irrigation to help the farmers and people of Region 9. Our people-centered development strategy will focus on consultation with indigenous communities with the aim of ensuring the development of sustainable indigenous communities.
Yeah, that's what the leader of the opposition said yesterday as we continue to examine some of what's happening there at the National Two Shows Conference. And we know also that Vincent, MP Vincent, he was denied being part of that conference yesterday. You know, he went to have a listen, to have a look at what's happening there among our two shows at that conference. And this is MP Vincent Henry, and he was promptly escorted out of the Arthur Chung Conference Center. There at Lilienthal, he was promptly escorted out. He himself, Vincent Henry, MP, being Amerindian himself, escorted out of there. Right? We can talk to him later on. But interestingly, in an editorial yesterday in Kaito News, I think they did an extremely good job laying out some of the issues that are at stake here. Right? Kaito News in this editorial yesterday said that while this the new secretariat for the National Two-Shows Council and the coming together of Indigenous leaders are a step in the right direction, it is high time for a revamp of these conferences into platforms that can bring resolution to the systemic problems plaguing Indigenous communities. The editorial said it is a painful irony that Indigenous communities living amidst the natural wealth of Guyana's hinterlands bear the brunt of the country's highest and most extreme rates of poverty. We got put on with pipe and smoking. The editorial also said that hinterland resources are being exploited without adequate rewards flowing from the Indigenous communities. Mining activities have ravaged the environment, leaving scars that are not easily visible on the land, but also in the communities. Right? Indigenous people, the editorial said, face the harsh consequences of soil degradation, deforestation, polluted waters, right? Polluted water sources, which severely impact their way of life. And finally, the surge of alcohol abuse, prostitution, sexual abuse has eroded social relations, while the mass migration of young people to the gold fields due to the lack of economic opportunities threaten the continuity rather of these communities. Indigenous communities witness the plunder of their forests by timber companies, who often depart without offering adequate compensation or sustainable alternatives. The more resources are extracted, the poorer the indigenous communities. What an indictment! What an indictment on the state of affairs. What an indictment. And to bring our program this morning to a closure, I want to refer to what a young woman said on social media last night. After a tongue licking of the Tushao from Kato at this National Tushao's conference from both Jagrio and Irfan Ali. And her Facebook post is on my Facebook profile and on Credible Sources page. It is posted there. You have to read that in its entirety. And as far as I know, Daniela is not political. Right? She's just a young lady who's an artist and, among other things, trying to eke out a living in this country. And she stood up basically for this Tushao from Kato, who has a different view. Basically, she said, what is wrong with have a differing view? Irfan Ali should be championing the cause of people who have a different view. If we all believe we should eat okra every day, one person who believes that we got to fight them, we got to bring them down, that is simply what the young lady was saying. Daniela, the people don't believe what we believe. Some of our Amerindian brothers and sisters, they don't believe everything the government believes and stands for. They say through the hypocrisy, and that is their right. And she makes the point. What is the purpose of this conference? What is the use of it? If the voices of the indigenous, like this brother from Kecho, this Tushao, cannot be heard, or when it is heard, it is met with such consternation. What's the purpose of the National Tushau's Conference? Powerful, powerful points raised by this young lady, Daniela. And I want to commend that. All the books you all are reading, and all the things. Read what she wrote. You might kind of scroll a poster or two on the Credible Sources Facebook page. It's also on my profile. Posted last evening. Read her words, read her thoughts, her summation, in her own deliberate judgment. It's an indictment on what's been happening. And I'm not saying it's an indictment on the PPP. It's an indictment on the government. If any government was in there and doing what these guys are doing, it would still be an indictment. It happens to be the PPP. You're going to correct that, man. You don't want no dissension. Soon your land people must put on a mala on y'all. Well done. Transformation. And they got some people who feel differently. So what? But they can't take criticism. Not even constructive criticism. They can't take. That's going to do it for us this morning, folks. We've gone a little bit into the overtime. That's going to do it for us this morning. The first 15, we're going to leave it there. Can't take criticism. She was right in what she said. Waverly Doris, good to see you there. Royal Crandon, good to see you there as well. Tommy Gibbs, we see you as well. Tommy said they're destroying the indigenous. Faye and John, Rena Cummins, Marcia Agard, good to see all of you on the live this morning. Thanks for joining us. It's a hard finish. Rena Cummins, we see you there. Rowena Cummins, we see you. Mia Miller, we see you as well. We see you as well. Mia says that the behavior towards that behavior towards the marginalized section of the country is embarrassing. June Cameron, June said we outside. Good to have you outside, June. Beryl Crawford, Debbie Collins, Sherry DeRidder, and all the other beautiful folks joining us this morning. Thank you so much. Dion Ayana, Bibi Sandy Ford, we see you there. Sharon Castillo Edwards, she said the two liard. Rastaman, we see you there too. Waveney, Debbie, Marlin, Diane, I see Osmond Hodge too. Have a fantastic day, folks, and we're going to see you guys right back here on the next one. That's our time. That's our program this